In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The Quran, believed by Muslims to be the divine word of God, contains numerous references to natural phenomena, human biology, and historical events. What has fascinated both scholars and laypersons is the way these descriptions often align with discoveries made centuries later, at times when scientific understanding was limited. This raises the question of how a text from the 7th century could contain such advanced insights. Scholars refer to these as miracles, or events and knowledge that go beyond human capacity at the time of revelation, possibly indicative of divine authorship. 2. Embryology in the Quran. The Quran's descriptions of human development within the womb have gained considerable attention, especially for their surprising correlation with modern embryology. Some of the stages described in the Quran weren't fully understood until the 20th century. Let's examine these stages as outlined in the text. Formation of the embryo. The Quran states, "We created man from an extract of clay. Then we made him a drop in a place of settlement, firmly fixed. Then we made the drop into a clinging clot, and we made the clot into a lump of flesh. And we made from the lump bones, and we covered the bones with flesh. Then we developed him into another creation." Quran 23:12-14. This verse describes a sequence that closely aligns with what modern embryology confirms about human development. The drop, nutfah. This term in Arabic refers to a small drop of liquid representing the sperm and egg in their initial union. This matches with the fertilization process, where a sperm cell fertilizes an egg. Clinging clot, alaqa. The Arabic term alaqa has multiple meanings, including a clot of blood and something that clings. Modern embryology shows that the embryo at an early stage does resemble a clot due to the formation of blood vessels, and it clings to the uterine wall. Lump of flesh, mudga. The term mudga refers to something chewed or partially formed. Around the 4th week, the developing embryo does appear segmented and has somite structures that resemble teeth marks, similar to something chewed. Bones and flesh. The Quran mentions the formation of bones, which are then covered with flesh. Modern embryologists confirm that bones and muscle tissues begin to form around this stage. This progression mirrors what modern science has observed, as outlined by embryologists such as Dr. Keith L. Moore, who acknowledge the similarity between Quranic descriptions and embryological stages only recently confirmed by science. 3. Cosmology and the universe. The Quran references the creation, structure, and vastness of the universe in ways that align with contemporary cosmology. Let's explore some of these remarkable statements. Creation of the universe, the Big Bang. The Quran describes the beginning of the universe as follows. Do the disbelievers not see that the heavens and the earth were a joined entity, and we separated them and made from water every living thing? Quran 21:30. This description is notably similar to the Big Bang theory, which proposes that the universe began as a single, dense point that expanded over time. The separation mentioned in the Quran can be likened to the expansion that followed the Big Bang, as the universe unfolded into what we observe today. Expansion of the universe. In another verse, the Quran says, "And the heaven we constructed with strength, and indeed, we are its expander." Quran 51:47. The concept of an expanding universe was a groundbreaking discovery made by Edwin Hubble in 1929, centuries after the revelation of the Quran. Scientists now know that galaxies are moving apart from each other, indicating that the universe is expanding. Orbits and celestial bodies. The Quran describes the orderly motion of celestial bodies, and it is He who created the night and the day and the sun and the moon. All heavenly bodies in an orbit are swimming. Quran 21:33. Modern astronomy confirms that celestial bodies, including the planets and moons, move in defined orbits. The understanding of these orbits and the forces that maintain them is a cornerstone of astrophysics. Protective atmosphere. The Quran mentions the atmosphere's role as a form of protection, and we made the sky a protected ceiling, but they, from its signs, are turning away. Quran 21:32. Earth's atmosphere shields life from harmful solar radiation and protects us from meteoroids. This protective role, only fully appreciated with the advancement of atmospheric science, aligns with the Quran's description of the sky as a protected ceiling. 4. Geology and the Earth. Geological observations in the Quran reflect an understanding of the Earth that corresponds with findings in geology and environmental science. Mountains as pegs. The Quran uses a unique description for mountains. Have we not made the earth as a bed, and the mountains as pegs? Quran 78:6-7. Geologists describe mountains as having deep roots that stabilize the Earth's crust, somewhat resembling pegs or stakes that anchor the planet. The theory of plate tectonics, which explains this function of mountains, was developed long after the Quran was revealed. Structure of Earth's layers. Although the Quran does not explicitly state the layers of Earth, it refers to multiple paths and strata. It is Allah who has created 7 heavens and of the earth the like of them. Quran 65:12. Modern geology identifies several distinct layers within the earth: the crust, mantle, outer core, and inner core. The idea of a multi-layered earth was not fully understood until advancements in geology allowed for deeper exploration and seismic studies. Water cycle. The Quran mentions elements of the water cycle in detail. And we sent down rain from the sky in a measured amount and settled it in the earth. And indeed, we are able to take it away. Quran 23:18. This verse, along with others, outlines a clear sequence. Rain falls, is absorbed by the ground, and sustains life. The understanding of the water cycle as a natural, continuous process wasn't documented scientifically until the 16th century, well after the Quranic description. 5. Oceanography. The Quran mentions unique aspects of the ocean and seas, some of which align with modern oceanography. Barriers between seas. The Quran states, "He released the 2 seas meeting side by side. Between them is a barrier, so neither of them transgresses." Quran 55:19-20. Scientists studying oceanography have discovered that when 2 seas meet, their waters do not immediately mix due to differences in salinity, temperature, and density, creating an invisible barrier. This phenomenon is particularly evident in places like the meeting point of the Atlantic and Mediterranean seas. Internal waves and darkness. Another intriguing verse refers to the depths of the ocean. Or, they are like darknesses within an unfathomable sea, which is covered by waves, upon which are waves, over which are clouds. Darknesses, some of them upon others. Quran 24:40. Modern science has confirmed the existence of internal waves, which occur at different depths in the ocean. These waves, combined with the lack of sunlight penetrating beyond certain depths, create layers of darkness similar to the Quran's description. 6. Historical events confirmed by archaeology. The Quran also refers to historical events and figures that, while initially doubted, have been supported by archaeological evidence. The Pharaoh and preservation of his body. In describing the fate of Pharaoh, the Quran states, "So today we will save you in body that you may be to those who succeed you a sign." Quran 10:92. In the late 19th century, the mummified body of a pharaoh believed to be Ramses II was discovered. The preservation of his body serves as a powerful historical and archaeological find that aligns with the Quran's account. People of Iram. The Quran mentions the people of Iram, a lost city. Have you not considered how your Lord dealt with Ad, with Iram, who had lofty pillars? Quran 89, 6-7. For centuries, there was no evidence of Iram's existence. However, in the 1990s, archaeologists uncovered ruins in the Arabian Peninsula that matched descriptions of Iram, affirming its place in history. The story of Hamin and Egyptian hieroglyphs. The Quran mentions a figure named Hamin in relation to Pharaoh's court, though this name doesn't appear in the Bible's account. In the 18th century, hieroglyphic inscriptions revealed that Haman was indeed an individual associated with construction, as the Quran describes, aligning with historical records.